This is the visual how-to series, part 1, coding Groove Web Services applications with the Groove 2007 SDK. Hi, this is Supriyo S.B. Chatterjee. I'm a Microsoft MVP for Groove architecture. After watching this video, you will be able to use Visual Studio 2008 with Groove 2007 SDK to build Groove Web Services applications. We will show how a .NET application interfaces with a Groove 2007 client. We'll access the Groove client information such as the list of accounts, the identities, the spaces associated with the identities, and the tools that are present in each of the Groove space under the particular identity and account. The requirements for this demonstration are: first, the installation of the Groove 2007 client with the SP1 updates, the installation of the Groove 2007 SDK. Also recommended after the installation is to test the SDK Forms Explorer example. This will ensure that your client and the Groove SDK are functioning properly. In our demonstration application, we will iterate through the accounts that are present within the Groove client. In our example, there are 2 accounts, and then iterate through identities for each of these accounts, then iterate through all the local spaces that are present for each of the identity, and then iterate through all the standard tools for each space within the account and the identity. The references used in this demonstration are the documentation and samples from the Groove 2007 SDK, and also the MSDN article authored by John Hancock, the title of which is Collaborate and Help Teams Work Together with Web Services and Groove 2007. The example in this article are also being used in this demonstration. We will now open the MSDN Groove SDK 1 example in our Visual Studio 2008. A part of the project are web references that access the Groove client. The Groove client is accessed by a series of web services. The standard installation shows you the available web services. In our example here, we are using the Groove members web services, and we type in the address of the web service, and after obtaining the web service WSDL file, we add a web reference names to it, and that in this case is the Groove members web service. We add the reference to this web service in our Visual Studio project. After adding the web references, we now examine the code. The initial set of code sets up the accounts and the communication parameters between the application and the Groove client. We will then iterate through all the accounts, the identities for each of these accounts, the spaces between for all these identities, and the tools as well. The Groove settings class is a series of classes to manage the communication parameters. We will now run the application, which will display the account, the identity, and the various spaces and the tools in each of these Groove spaces. At the end of each iteration of the account, in this example, the application will pause, and after hitting an enter, it will reiterate through the accounts, identities, space, and the tools within the space. This concludes the demonstration of our application using the Groove SDK.